Are you looking for an alternative project management software to popular platforms like Jira, Trello, Monday.com and others? Well, ClickUp could be the all-in-one solution for your business. This visually impressive, easy to use and feature-packed platform offers literally everything you need in one product to streamline your project management, collaboration, communication and more inside your business. Hey guys, Stewart here, welcome back to this channel. I hope you're all having a productive day. Now today in this updated ClickUp tutorial for beginners, I'm excited to walk you through setting up and implementing ClickUp, as well as navigating through ClickUp's impressive team and project management features so that you can ultimately drive productivity in your organization. Okay, so before we go ahead and launch into this ClickUp tutorial, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already or if you're new to this channel, and that way you'll stay updated with actionable videos and tutorials designed to equip you with the skills, knowledge and tools to help your small business thrive online. And with that quick note out the way, let's go ahead and get you up and running with ClickUp. Okay, so getting started with ClickUp, the first thing that you need to do is simply navigate over to your browser and type in clickup.com, and that's going to take you here. Or simply click the link in our description below this video, and that's also going to take you to this ClickUp landing page. And for those that currently do not have a ClickUp account, simply navigate up here and add the email address that you use for business. And today's plan is to help you set up, implement, and navigate through all the free features that ClickUp has to offer. And in terms of pricing, ClickUp offers an overly free feature-packed plan that is more than sufficient enough for small businesses and personal use. And what I've found is ClickUp's free plan is the best on the market in terms of other project management, team management, collaboration, and communication platforms. Basically, ClickUp's free plan allows you to collaborate with unlimited members and also create unlimited tasks. You also have access to other collaboration features, including real-time chat, as well as moving your emails into ClickUp. You can also access time tracking and up to 100 automations per month. And within the free plan, you also have access to 24/7 support. And I love how ClickUp offers all these features completely for free. And you can always upgrade your team to a premium plan at any stage for more advanced and custom options and features. Okay, so with that out the way, let's go ahead and get started. Simply sign up and sign in, and we'll meet you inside your ClickUp account. Okay, so here we are inside my fresh ClickUp account. Now, if it was your first time signing up with ClickUp, then you would have gone through the process of creating your first workspace. Think about your workspace as your organization or your company. Now, for small businesses or for personal use, you only really need to engage and collaborate on one workspace. Now, if we navigate down to the bottom left-hand corner and click here, and then if we navigate up here, what we can do is go ahead and create a new workspace, or we can switch between our existing workspaces. And up here you can see the workspace you're currently collaborating on. Next to that you can see your personal profile, and you can customize your settings for your personal profile down here. Now back over onto your workspace down here, we can go ahead and invite more people if we like. If we click on people, and up here we can simply manage, add and delete our different team members that are part of this workspace. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and added 2 team members. What we're going to do is navigate back, and that's going to take us back to our workspace. Now before we go ahead and start engaging in team and project management activities, what we want to do is navigate through some of the different features that you have access to within ClickUp. Okay, so first off we have this navigation bar over on the left hand side. We can also minimize this sidebar if we like, and that's going to provide us more space to work on our projects. Then we can go ahead and expand that bar again. If we navigate down, we first have home. If we click on home, this is where you can see important information about your work. Then if we navigate down to notifications, this is where you can see notifications in regards to your activities. Below notifications we have pulse, And this cool feature gives you a visual overview of who's online and what they're currently working on. Then below Pulse we have goals. This allows you to establish goals for your organization. This allows you to motivate your team and visually track progress in real time. And then if we jump down, we have favorites. Below favorites, we have spaces. If we click on spaces, we can come down and create a new space. Now think about your spaces as projects. These could be different team projects you're working on. They could be client projects. Spaces can be used for other areas like managing your CRM or tickets, as well as other important areas and projects within your organization. Okay, so breaking down the structure of ClickUp, at the top level we have your workspace. Remember, your workspace is your organization, your company. Then within your workspace you have spaces. These are projects that you're currently working on. Then within projects, within spaces, we have lists. And lists allow you to better manage your tasks within your spaces, within your projects. And then within lists we have tasks. This is where you can create and manage your tasks, and within tasks you can also create subtasks. And I'll dive deeper into managing projects with spaces shortly. Then below spaces we have dashboards. If we click here, we can navigate up here and create a new dashboard. And with the free plan, you can create a simple dashboard like this. However, if you want to upgrade to a paid plan and create more custom and advanced dashboards like reporting dashboards as well as time tracking dashboards, you will need to upgrade to at least the business plan. Now, if we navigate over to use template, we're going to keep hidden selected because this is our personal dashboard. And this is our visual dashboard that we can customize in terms of the important elements that we want to view on our dashboard. Then below dashboard we have documents. If we click here, this is where we can simply add a new document. These are documents you could use for notes, or you can collaborate with your team on these documents. Okay, so what we're going to do is exit out of this document. And then if we simply navigate down to the bottom right hand corner, we have tasks. This is where we can quickly create tasks to simply allocate to a list within a specific space. So we can go ahead and quickly add this information for a specific task. Then if we navigate up to exit and navigate down next to task, and then up here at the top we can go ahead and quickly create a screen recording. Below that we can go ahead and track time. So if I click on track time, we can come down and go ahead and track a specific activity. We can add a new activity, or we can select an activity, a task that already exists. We can also bill the time, however this is only available with a premium plan. Then if we navigate back down and click on this option down here, we also can set reminders. We can activate the notepad, which allows us to add our own notes. Then if I click here again, we can also create a new document and calendar. Now we can also pin each of these different elements if we like. So for example, if I often track time, what I can do is click pin. And that's going to pin track time as a quick action down here that I can quickly access. I'm also going to do the same with the notepad and the calendar, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our first project inside ClickUp. To do that, simply navigate over to the far left hand side, click on spaces, come down and create your first space. And then navigate over to space name and add your project name. Remember, we first have our workspace, which is our organization, our company. Then below the workspace, we have spaces. These are our projects. So think about the project that you want to manage, that you want to create tasks for, and go ahead and add that in here. Now we can also navigate over to templates and click here. This is where you can simply browse all the pre-made space templates that you can choose from and then customize the way that you like to represent your own project. You can also navigate up to the search bar and type in a specific keyword related to your project, or you can simply just browse all these different template projects. You can see we've got event planning, class assignments, not-for-profit pet rescue, urban planning, and then we have more down here, home renovation, project management, and then down here you also have access to more advanced project management templates, for example, agile project management, backlogs and sprints, product requirements. However, for the purpose of today's tutorial, what we're going to do is go ahead and create a space from scratch. So come down and name your space. We're going to go ahead and call this Client A Branding. Then come down and click Next. Here we can add a logo and a color to our space avatar. I'm just going to go ahead and click on this color here and this icon down here, and then next. You can choose to share your new space or project with your entire workspace, or you can create a private space. We're going to go ahead and keep our workspace selected, and then next. Here you can start adding your statuses, however we're not going to do this till we've created our space. Here you can choose the different ClickUp apps that you want to enable. I'm happy with those apps, I'm going to go ahead and click next. And depending on the nature of your space, you can go ahead and enable different view types. So select the different options that you want to view your project in, your space in. Then come down and click Review Space. Remember, we can change any of these settings once we've created our space. Then click on Create Space. And as you can see, if we navigate over to the left hand side and under Spaces, we have our first space. We can simply go ahead and create another space for another client. For example, I could create client B, and that could be a web design project. So think about how you want to structure your spaces, your projects. Now within spaces, within this project, your spaces are made up of lists. So what we're going to do is navigate up to lists and rename this list logo. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and changed the list name to logo within our workspace. So we have one list. Now if I click on this list, I have these options down here. I can go ahead and create a new task, a new list, a document, or a whiteboard. And I can also choose from templates. Then we have these other options down here. I can add this list to my favorites. I can also duplicate, or I can move the list to another location, and then I can access templates down here and also change and manage the permissions down here. Now if I exit out of this, I can also navigate over to the list on the left hand side, and I have the same options if I click on the list settings here. Now if we exit out of this and navigate over to our space, I can also click this plus icon and I can come down and create a new list, document, whiteboard, and I can also create a folder that I can use to manage my spaces. So I can use to manage my different activities within this project. And within my first list, I'm going to go ahead and add my first task. And as you can see, I've quickly added my first task. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few more tasks within this list. And as you can see, I've gone ahead and added 4 tasks. Now with each of these tasks, what we can do is go ahead and assign a team member. So I'm going to go ahead and assign Emma. And then down here, I'm going to assign myself. And then next to that, we can add a due date if we like. So I'm going to come down and add next week. And then for this task over here, that's going to be 2 weeks from now. Then if we navigate over to priority, we can go ahead and set a priority if we want. Again, this is all dependent on the nature of your projects, your tasks. This one's going to be low. And then we can also add additional columns if we like by simply clicking add column. We can simply go ahead and add a drop down, text area, date, and you can see a preview over on the left hand side. We can add a progress bar of subtasks within that task. We can add a number column, checkbox, email. So for example, if one of your spaces was a CRM and you were collecting contacts or leads, you can add an email field. Or if it was a client that you needed to follow up on, you could add their email in the email field. We also can add files, formulas, labels, and more down here. You can also choose more fields from the library. Now, if we click out of here, we can also click on each of the tasks. If I click on this task here, that's going to allow us to navigate over here and add a description for this specific task. You can also navigate down here and add subtasks to each task. And you can see the recent activity for this specific task over on the right hand side. And if we navigate up to the 3 dots next to share, we can see our task settings down here. Next to that, we can see when this task was created, and we can also start time tracking. If I click here, that's going to enable time tracking. So if I'm working on a specific task, I can enable the time tracking, and once I've completed this task, I can go ahead and stop the timer. Remember, we also have the option down below to enable the time tracking feature. Again, if we navigate back up to due date, we can add the due date, and then we can see how many people are watching this specific task. And we can also leave comments down here, as well as upload specific files that are relevant to this task. Okay, so what we're going to do is exit out of this task. Now, if you cannot find the feature time tracking, then what you can do is simply navigate over to the left-hand side, click here, and then navigate over to ClickApps. This is where you need to enable specific apps. So for example, if you do not have automations turned on, you will not be able to use automations. Same with collaborative editing, you need to turn on these specific apps. So if we navigate down, we want to make sure we have the dashboard. You can also turn off any of these apps if you don't use some of these features. For example, if you don't want to use milestones, simply disable that app. So for example, down here we have time tracking. You want to make sure that this is enabled. Okay, so what we're going to do is navigate back, and that's going to take us back to our space, our project, and onto our list over here. Now, as you can see within the logo list, we have one status, which is to do, and then below that we have our 4 tasks that we've created. Now, if you want to manage and create additional statuses, all you need to do is simply navigate up here and add a new status, or you can navigate over to a status and click Group Options, come down and click on Manage Statuses. And here all we need to do is simply go ahead and click Add Status. This is going to be called In Progress, and then if I click this button here, I can change the color to, let's say, blue, and then I'm going to add one more status. And this will be called Final Review, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to change that to this green color here. And then if we navigate down to Save, that's going to create 2 additional statuses. Now, if you cannot see your statuses, all you need to do is simply navigate up to Show in the top right hand corner, come down and make sure that Empty Statuses is enabled. And as you can see, we now have Final Review, In Progress, and To Do. We can also edit each of these statuses by clicking Rename, and I'm going to change this color to orange, but I'm happy with To Do, and then click Save. Okay, so with this list, I now have Final Review, In Progress, and To Do. Now, if I want to move any of these tasks to a different status, so for example, if I started working on this 10 draft logo, then what I can do is simply drag and drop this task within In Progress. Or what I can do is simply click on any of these tasks, and then what I can do is navigate up to the status up here and click Next Status, and that's going to take this task into In Progress. So what we're going to do is exit out of that, and as you can see, we now have 2 tasks within In Progress. Now, if we navigate up to the top, we can also view our list in different formats. So at the moment, we're viewing our list in a list view. If we navigate over here and click on Board, we can view our list or project in this board structure, and then we can simply drag and drop each of the different tasks into the right status. Then we also have a calendar view, which is ideal if you have a time frame that you want to track. And then if we navigate over to Add View, we can add additional views down here. Now, most of these views are free. However, if you wanted to use a box or form, you will need to upgrade to a paid plan. But for example, let's go ahead and add a Gantt. I can go ahead and add this view. And as you can see, I now have a Gantt view. So what I'm going to do is navigate back over to Board because I prefer a visual layout, a visual view. Okay, so what I want to do is come down and add an additional list under this project Client A branding. So to do that, I can come down and click on these 3 dots and then click on Create New, and then come down and click on List. And this list is going to be called Website. And then I'm going to click Create List. And as you can see within Client A branding, this is a space. I have 2 lists. These could be projects, these could be components of a project. Basically, depending on the way that you organize your projects, you can break them down into spaces, lists, statuses, tasks, and subtasks. Okay, so what I'm going to do is click back on logo. We also have the option to automate. So for example, if I click on automate, I can come down and click add automation. And this is where you can save time by creating automations for each of your projects. So for example, when a specific action happens, this could be when a status changes, then this action will happen. This could be move the task. There are many different automations you can create from either templates, or you can create your own automation. For example, down here we can click on move, and these are templates that we can use. When something moves to this location, change priority. When moved to this location, change assignee. And with each of these templates, all you need to do, for example, is click on the automation, navigate over here, click the drop down, and for example, when status changes from active, and then I can click on this little arrow over here, and I can untick these two here, and then click confirm. So from to do, and when the status changes to again active, however, we're going to click these, and we're just going to select in progress. So when the status changes from to do to in progress, we can change the assignee. Or we have other options like create a task, create a subtask, add a comment, delete task, and more down here. So for example, I can change assignee and then add the person in here. And you can also add additional actions. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to come down and click create. And as you can see, we now have one active automation that we can manage. If we navigate back over to browse, again, we can go ahead and browse these different automations. Or you can create your own custom automation. This is going to save you a lot of time and energy rather than jumping between different tasks manually, which can create a lot of time friction. So what we're going to do is exit out of this. And that is everything we wanted to cover in this beginner's tutorial, helping you get started with ClickUp. And there we have it, guys. That is it for this updated ClickUp tutorial for beginners. Now, if you have any questions about ClickUp, make sure to pop them down below. And with that said, thank you so much for watching this tutorial all the way through to the end. If you got value, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to this channel. And that way I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.